I have a request, though, this week.
Okay, it's recording. Go for it. What's your request?
What if we talk about something that went really well with your business this week? Like, what went awesome, you know? Jason and Chris are on.
Wow.
Oh, he's not here. He's not here. That's right.
Chris is wearing a mask. That's awesome.
He's like,
that's right. Beautify that skin while you're working. I like it. I'm a multi-tasker. Okay, so can I go first for the thing that went really well? So I've been talking to a girl that I knew from a long time ago, and she's like, oh, I already have a coach, and da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay. And I just genuinely still made a connection with her and was like, let's still be friends. And then she saw, like, I sponsored a post on my Facebook like page, and she saw that I'm running groups and whatever, and like she literally just messaged me, I want to be in your group and do your thing. And guess what? She's an ex-turbo instructor that wants to start back up. So talk to people, and even if people are like, meh, no thank you, keep talking to them and still be their friend. And worst thing you're going to get out of it is a friend. But I was jazzed. Okay, somebody else. What went well for you this week? Lindsay.
I had a girl randomly find me on my Facebook like page too. I got an email that someone had filled out my transformation group application, and she turned out to actually be my sister-in-law's niece-in-law. And I didn't know her, but now we're Facebook friends. We're talking and stuff, and but yeah, so that was awesome to have someone just randomly find you and want to do the same thing. She wants to be in my March group, so yeah.
Pass the baton. Be like, just call somebody out, because
I'm calling Rochelle.
I've had some like mental breakthroughs on how to approach people, instead of just being like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Do you want to do it with me? You know, just that was him. Genuinely building relationships with them, and it's been good. I'm kind of like getting slow on getting people recruited. I have a lot of on paydays or when my taxes come, that kind of stuff. But seeds are being planted, and it's showing. So that's a breakthrough.
Good.
Chris.
Awesome.
You're on mute.
The mask is so classic.
It's so tight. You can see it's so tight on her face. I love it.
So one good thing that has come out of this week for me is I'm feeling more comfortable with talking to people, and not necessarily like inviting, but just talking to people about the business and just kind of putting myself out there a little bit more, and not feeling like the rejection is so personal, you know, just kind of brushing it off and keep plugging away.
Are you ready, Chris?
I am. I couldn't figure out how to get off of mute. Sorry. I'm fabulous tonight. What?
That is sweet.
For my business, I just decided it's okay to be me. All crazy, wacky, whatever, me. I just decided it's okay. And it seems to be really great when you're talking with people and to just, you know, learn about them too. I think it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've been growing and doing great. I'll see it.
Well, you never know what somebody can offer to your life, you know, when you take the time to listen. It can offer a lot.
Awesome. Who's next?
Stephanie.
Hey, sorry. I'm just eating some grub.
Bite.
Yeah, I know. This week I learned about time zone differences, and I'm actually taking a lot of time just to talk to people rather than being like, hey, I think you'd be really good for this. It's more just like getting to know them, kind of what you were saying on the call last night, Emily. And I'm trying to find a whole bunch of new people on social media. So I feel like that's going to make me a lot more successful. And I've been talking to a lot of people at work, actually. And I have 2 girls that might actually end up being coaches. So kind of building a relationship and planting seeds. And yeah, just chilling.
You're killing it Arizona style. Brooke. Brooke, how's it going this week? What's something amazing that has happened for you this week in your business? What's something that's gone really well?
I think I would be willing to divulge. I'm just having chaos here right now. Inviting is really becoming a fun thing for me. And I'm enjoying, I have like my little health assessment dealie printed off, and I just kind of go down that. It's really encouraging because it's really being well received. And I'm hoping that the fruit of my labors will prosper soon. But seeds are being planted, as Rochelle said. I did catch that when I was bouncing in and out. But yeah, that's one thing that's happened. That's a good thing. Yeah.
I love it. I can't stress enough how much this is not a game of like wham bam boom 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 and you're gonna be like 17 coaches and what. I mean, you have to grow and you have to learn and then it'll come. If you're consistent and you keep signing up a couple coaches here and there and you keep working towards it, it will come. So that's awesome. I'm glad you're having fun because this is supposed to be fun. This is not supposed to be a stressor or anything ick in your life, right? This is fun. This is fun work. So I wanted to talk to you guys about crafting your story. So I'm really talking about your story as it translates online, right? Because we are social media marketers-ish, but we're really just telling our story and the things that Beachbody's done for us. So your story can go in one of 3 buckets: financial, physical, or emotional. So a change of mindset. So when I was thinking about this call and thinking about my story has changed so much from when I started. I posted a story this evening in our group about my friend Vicky. And initially, when I came on as a Beachbody coach, I had lost weight and I wanted other people.
I don't know what's going on with this.
I don't know. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Yeah? Okay. I muted everybody else. Initially when I started though, the whole reason that I
This.
just a sec. Okay. So I started because I made a huge weight loss transformation in my life, and I wanted other people to understand how amazing you can feel from being a mom that sat at home and like watched Netflix and cleaned my house, and that was like what I did, to somebody that like wanted to run. I mean, that I changed completely, like a 180. Then as it was going along, I learned so much emotionally about myself and my issues with food and my sugar addiction, and so much changed emotionally and inside my mind. Then I've had somewhat of a financial transformation now. So I have so many stories that I can tell now online to the people that are watching me, because people are always watching you. So I can't stress this enough. You are not perfect. I am not perfect. Your mess is your message. Okay? So be honest with people. Like, I'm not some hardcore fitnessy chick that eats broccoli and chicken all the time. I'm just not. Like, I can't be that person. I don't like weights. I try my hardest. I want to be honest with the people that are, my dog's freaking out right now too. I want to be honest with people that are watching me, and the more honest and vulnerable and real I am with them, people are drawn to that. So I want to ask Lindsay right now. Lindsay has a completely different story than I do. I want to ask her about her story. What is your Beachbody story, Lindsay? Why are you so impassioned? Because if you guys know Lindsay, she's like passionate. What has changed? You have 3 buckets you could put it in: financial, physical, or emotional.
All 3 have changed in the past year. I mean, I was one, I didn't have like a huge transformation story like some people, you know, and that's amazing. I think genetics were obviously a little on my side. I mean, I wasn't like, I never had one of those bodies though that like I wanted, from 6-pack abs, being in the gym all the time is what I thought you had to do. And then I learned about eating and fueling my body better. And then I actually got those results with half an hour a day, and I was just shocked. And so I just spread that like wildfire, and I told everybody what I was doing, because that's the type of person I am. And then that's how it all started, was I wanted everyone to feel as good as I did. And so that's why I started doing this. That's why I wanted to coach people, because I had to show them this amazing way, because I was one who, I mean, I ran a half marathon, and I was 20 pounds heavier than I am now, you know, and it's because I didn't eat right. And so then I wanted to just teach people this really easy way to learn to eat, to actually get the results you want. And I mean, gosh, all of our customers get good results if they really truly follow it and make it their lifestyle, you know. And then once I started though, and started building the business and doing 3 vital behaviors, adding the personal development in has been huge. I was not one to read books like this, you know, a year ago. But then I started, and I jumped in because I was really looking at the business side of it to see what top coaches did, because I kind of had that moment like, I can do this. Anyone can do this, you know? And so I've had the mental breakthrough because of that, because starting to learn about being a leader and helping to inspire people, and you know, figuring out how to present this in a really professional way so that we aren't taken like those rapping people, or you know something like that, because we all know that this is life-changing, and this is different, and this can really improve your health, and this can improve your quality of life. I mean, yeah, the other stuff, you know, makeup or whatever, can be really fun, you know, but it's just so much more, you know, and that's what I love about this. I've done so many home businesses. I mean, I was an Avon lady and K lady, and I did the cooking ones, and I did Quick Start, and I always quit them because you can't be passionate about that. And I never made a dime from them. And so then this was another part of it, was I realized that, you know, the top coaches who are making $12,000 a week or whatever, capping out at that in their business center, and they have 3, you know, they're not selling that much stuff. It's not possible, you know. It's because they built a team of people who are on the same path, and they built real wealth from it. And we're not taking advantage of anybody. It's not some pyramid. We're not, you know, swindling anyone out of anything. We're selling them a product that can improve their life. And so we're trying to find people like us, build an amazing team to just bring everybody into this, because everyone should be on Shakeology. I mean, everyone should be, I mean, yeah, there's lots of other fitness or nutrition type things that you can follow, but I mean, these work very effectively. And I'm not saying you have to do this one every day, all day. You find what works for you, and you share that, you know, but I mean, the whole reason is to do this is because you really can build a life beyond what you ever imagined, you know, by this, and it's also positive. And so that's what I love about it. That's what I'm working towards. So does that answer your question?
So we have somebody else on our team that's going to be like, don't call me out right now, that actually does an amazing job of being very vulnerable and open about her story. Brooke, you have done such an amazing job of being vulnerable and open and honest with people, and look at people being drawn to you, right? So could you tell us just a little glimpse of kind of what's changed for you? I'm sorry to call you out, but I just love the things you
Yeah, here it comes. I'm sorry. I'm not a very good speaker.
The more you do it, the better you'll get.
The better I get. I'm actually chatting with somebody, a potential challenger right now, and when I started the 21-day fix, I merely was looking for hope, because I felt like my weight and my postpartum and all those things intermingled were what were holding me back from living. And being a part of a group that was, you know, in a similar groove as mine, really encouraged me to push on, because I realized that these people were not only encouraging me, but I was encouraging them. And you know, they say misery loves company. Well, I was pretty miserable at the time, and whether their company was positive or not, it was company. And it just kind of gave me a spot on the map to start. And that for me was all I needed. You know, I was able to reconnect with some people that I had relationships with that kind of had gone stale. And it, for some reason, I mean, it's just the whole beauty of the process that you build confidence when you are able to reach out and get help and give help. I guess. I don't know if I'm talking. I don't know if you're shaking your head, so I hope I'm making sense.
You're making all the sense in the world to me, because you are me. Do you understand that? You are me, like, you know, a year and a half ago. You are. So this is making all the sense in the world to me. So.
Okay.
I love it. It is such, and I always get a little misty, but I'm sorry.
Well, one thing about Brooke joining was, you know, Brooke and I are friends, and we've been friends for a long time. And I had talked about how I was kicking myself for not reaching out to her sooner. And she was like, I would have rejected it because we didn't have the same story. And so I was just so happy to see that, and to hear that too was pretty cool. Just to know, you know, just something to think about when you're talking to people, because you don't know. And that's why we need to ask these questions to peel back the layers of the onion, like we talked about. But yeah, and we all know how it can change lives.
So what that we just got from Lindsay and Brooke is obviously it's an emotional change for both of them. They both have such a change of mindset from when they started to now. They both now feel that this has been such a profound life change. It is our obligation to tell other people about this, right? That's why we're here. We're here to let other people know that there's change available for them out there. They can make a change physically, that's a profound thing. I used to wear maternity clothes, and that's all that fit me for like several years after my daughter was born. And I was just like, never gonna buy clothes again. Like, I was never gonna buy clothes again. Screw that. I didn't care. Like, I just didn't care. I made such a profound physical change that it's just, it's changed my life completely. So I want you guys to be open and honest and talk about those things that are a little bit uncomfortable for you, right? So for me, financial and talking about money is really uncomfortable for me. But the stuff that's uncomfortable for me to talk about, I'm in that space in my life now where I'm having the most profound change financially. I need to talk about that and let people know that there's like a chance. I'm at the point in my business where I'm starting to make money. I've been doing this for 2 years though. This is not some get rich quick thing. This is something that I've worked on for a long time, and I've built a team of people around me. But it is possible if you're consistent and you just keep doing the small things every single day. So you need to find one of those buckets that you're in currently: financial, physical change, or mental shift. One of the three. You need to find which one kind of makes you feel like, oh, that would make me a little uncomfortable to talk about. And you need to talk about it. Because that's what you need. That's what needs to be spoken about your story at this point in time, right? I used to be petrified to put before and afters. Like, I was that person where I was just like, oh, I did a program. Yeah, it's scary. I don't care anymore. I'm past it. But I used to be petrified. That's what I needed to post at that time. You need to get outside your comfort zone and get out of your own way and do things that'll move you forward in your business. So you need to think about 3 things when you're deciding upon your story. So the thing you're thinking about in one of those buckets is your subject, right? Financial, physical, mental. Then you need to think about when, right? What was that defining moment? Okay, so for me, with like my physical thing, my husband used to try to take pictures of me, and I would be like, no, and I'd always like hide behind a child. I was really good at it. I could hide behind them just perfectly, so you couldn't really see me. He took a picture of me, and I was like turned around to him at one of our rentals when we were working on it, and then I saw it on his phone and was like, I didn't know who it was. That was like my defining moment of like, oh my God, I have to do something. I can't feel like this anymore. And I can't not know the person that's even in that photo. So you find your defining moment, and then you have to find your what. Like, what was the turning point for you? For me, my husband did insanity, and I saw him have this crazy physical change, like insane, where I was like, that he doesn't look the same. After 60 days, his pictures are like, whoa, he like got a little ripped, and that's not who he is. And I saw that, and I was like, you know what? I have always been able to do anything he could do better. So the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life is start Insanity, and I did it, and it was horrible, and also the most life-changing thing I've ever done in my life. It changed my life in so many ways. So that's my physical story. I have a crafted story now, right? That I can share with people. That is it, and it has them, you know, there's lots of different facets to it. I don't want to go onto social media and write a book, because people won't read that. I want to just give them a glimpse into my story, right? Yes? Yes. I want to give them a glimpse into my story, a glimpse into something that's changed for me, financial, physical, whatever. For me, honestly, the biggest one now is probably up here. Like, I'm a different person up here. I think I can do anything. And to be able to inspire other people to say like, don't care what other people think, and you can do whatever the heck you put your mind to, that's pretty cool. Like, that's pretty profound. That's very different from the woman that sat in a townhouse and watched Netflix all the time and like did not leave unless she had to, unless we were out of milk. So you take snippets of your story and the way that things have changed for you because of Beachbody, and you share that with social media. You guys all have a story right now. If you're on this call, you all have a story right now. Craft your story and let little snippets of it out. Be vulnerable, give breadcrumbs, little glimpses into it.
One thing that Bonnie Engel talked about in her National Wake Up Call was, even when you're a brand coach and you feel like you don't know anything or don't know what to share, one thing that you can keep in mind though is that you know more than the person you were just a day before. You know things about this business than before you signed up. And so just sharing whatever you can. I mean, Shelly Hobbs, another good coach that we always talk about, she always talks about doing these story-based posts and wrapping it back up to say, if you want more information about my challenge group, or my challenge group is starting then, or if you want more information about being on my team because this is so amazing, you always do the little jab, 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 right hooks with the, the little breadcrumbs here and there, but then the really big posts that kind of, you always just wrap it up with a story. And that's something that, if you can connect with people emotionally, then that's when they'll want to work with you.
Yeah.
That's why your story is so important.
We're not products. We don't hide behind products. We don't post pictures of T25 or Shaun T or any of that. We're us. We're doing the damn thing every day. Like, we're talking about us and our story and why people can't relate to products or something you can put on a shelf. They can't. You need to relate with people in your audience. So I will say this probably 1 million times. I'm not your boss. I'm not going to give you an assignment, but I am going to say, I think this next week you should, and it's Team Cup too, be very thoughtful in crafting your story. Use the buckets and what I just talked about, the when, the what, and the how, and talk about this stuff in your social media because people are watching you, right? So do I have?
One thing you can always do too is, tag other coaches, like tag your upline in your posts, and it just gets more eyes on it too. It kind of makes people a little more curious too, like, oh, people will start looking around because, people are watching all the time. And if you can get more eyes on it with tagging, your sponsored coach in your posts, or whoever, if you're running a challenge group with someone, tag them, just to get more eyes on it. And maybe it might not, immediately help you. Maybe it'll help the person you tag depending on what is happening with it. But still, that's a good thing. We're not in competition here, and it's good for everybody just to get more eyes on these posts. And so I see some of these posts sometimes, and I'm always worried that people aren't going to see them. But that's another way to get more eyes on everything that you do, which is always good in this social media world full of just so much information.
So there's a lot of white noise out there. You have Advocare and It Works and all this stuff that's just like bleh, all at you all the time. People are desensitized. People are just like, not again, not again, not somebody trying to sell me something again. We have to be different. You have to be different to like stand outside of that white noise and all the stuff. We're not selling stuff. We want to help people with changing their lives and let them know how it's changed ours. So go forth, tell your story, craft, little breadcrumbs about who you are and how this has profoundly changed you, and it'll be beautiful. I'm telling you. I've been doing this for a long, like, it feels like forever. I've been doing these, like, I tell my story a lot, but people come to me. It's not, big gush, but people do come to me and say, what is this you're talking about? Or what is this that, anytime I do a Transformation Tuesday post and put my before and afters, or what, somebody messages me every single time, what is it you're doing? So keep on keeping on.
And I know, we always talk about how we get worried about fear of inviting. Well, I have a story about that this week. So my cousin's wife just signed up as a Beachbody coach. And not on my team, on another team. And I had like a nightmare. She started recruiting people that I wanted to recruit. And so it kind of gave me the guts to be like, okay, I need to reach out to this person, because what if someone else reached out to them first and they said yes, and I never had the balls to do it, So think about that. I mean, you want these people who are on your team to do it. And if they were waiting for you to message them, but you never did, you might miss out on a great opportunity. So do not let the fear of that, the fear of inviting stand in your way, because then you'll have nightmares like me.
I have something similar. I have someone that's literally, she's an acquaintance. She used to work at the coffee shop that my family ran, but I did not know her at all. But she does bikini competitions and she's very into fitness and stuff. And I just reached out to her and was like, hey, let's be friends. And we chatted for a while, and I talked to her about coaching, after we chatted for a month. And she said, I have other friends that are Beachbody coaches, but nobody's ever talked to me about it. You're the first person that's ever talked to me about it. And there are people closer to her than I am. And I think she'll sign up to be on our team and be an asset. Like, she's phenomenal. So guys, talk to people, be friends, even if they don't, just talk to people and it'll come. So, does anyone have any questions? We have 5 left.
I have a question.
Yes.
Oh, do you have one? Rochelle is before me.
I just had a comment, but go ahead.
Okay. No, you're on it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, in the last week, I've had 3 Rodan and Fields messages. Every single one of them was, this is what we do, this is how we do it, do you want to be part of our team? Every single one of them, not one of them even attempted to speak to me and build a relationship like how we've been trained to do our part of the business. Not one of them. 3 of them in a matter of like 5 days, I think. So that just confirms that. Just saying.
The question I had was, I might have missed it somewhere, but I'm still, looking at stuff. When we talk about inviting people into, say you're talking to someone, and you're asking them what their goals are, and they're communicating with you, and the conversation's going well, and then you ask them to join the challenge group, and they want to join the challenge group. Where at that point do you talk about, the exercise programs that we have, or the challenge packs? Like, how do you get to that point to where, well, this want to work with you? I'm trying to understand, like, I have a few people pinned down as like what they would really, really, really love, and I'm going to talk to them about that. Like, people who like to dance, and size would be great, at home, that kind of challenge pack. But what about other people that aren't kind of sure, that go to the gym but want to stay home? They're not sure what they want to do. How does that conversation look like?
It's really about finding something that they've done before that they've enjoyed. So for me, if somebody's done like yoga or something like that and enjoyed it before, I can say, oh, PiYo is fun and different and slower or whatever. Then like, it depends on so many things. You want to know how much time they have to invest in working out every day. Have they ever enjoyed lifting weights? If they're brand new, I would say definitively they probably should have like the 21-day fix. I think it's like, it has a modifier, it has the nutrition plan, it has everything dialed in for you, and it is guaranteed to get you where you need to be. Other than that, if somebody already has a basis of fitness, we have tons of stuff. So, I mean, if you
How
have
do you bring it up to them without sounding like a salesperson is what I mean. Like, what kind of
you're
words do you use?
you could be, and the thing you have to keep stepping back and thinking about is you're giving them a gift. You're giving them the possibility of life change. You want to fit them with something they're going to enjoy. So you need to ask those questions and see, like, how am I going to get them something that they're going to, like, go through? Somebody that, like, honestly, if somebody would have talked to me initially, I never would have been paired with Insanity ever. But it's my soulmate workout. I do it all day long, and I love that feeling of just, like, laying on the floor. Like, I could not give one more second. It calms my mind down because I'm like, brr. So you need to talk to people and kind of see where they're at.
Well, also, like, if they have, like, a medical condition and you're trying to pair them with a program that's high intensity, and medically they can't do that.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah,
exactly. So those are, like, the kinds of questions you want to ask.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, those are the questions you want to ask, and make sure that, whatever program you're talking to them about is going to be, like, a good fit for them.
Because some people with bad backs can't do PiYo, or, even though it's lower intensity, but another amazing option that we have is BOD, Beachbody On Demand. It has a whole schmagiggy of, like, 2,000 some workouts. Lindsay.
Oh, okay, you can finish. I just had a thought and I didn't want to lose it.
We've got less than 1 minute. Go.
Okay, so my thought to answer today's question is, people want to know what you're doing too, and so just keep talking to them about, I did this workout and it felt so great, or, they want to know your results too. And so if you're trying to, work that into the conversation, talk about what you're doing, talk about the challenge group, talk about the support that you get, things like that. And so just kind of drop those little hints to, try to get them moving in that direction to say, I thought of you because I wanted to, see if you were interested in figuring out, what to do for the challenge group or whatever, you know what I mean? So like, again, we said your story, your story is very powerful. Should I take a screenshot real quick?
Yeah, quick.
We're out of time. Okay, everyone smile.